How Hungary fixed the immigration crisis.
In what time you will open, what happened, what you will do for us, nobody answering any question.
A respected man, and I know he's a tough man, but he's a respected man, and he's done the right thing, according to many people, on immigration. And you look at some of the problems that they have in Europe that are tremendous because they've done it a different way than the Prime Minister. But I'll let him speak to that question. Mr. Prime Minister, please.
From the people, by the people, for the people. This is the basis for the Hungarian government. So it's a government which is elected by the Hungarian.
Complex and often divisive nature of the migrant crisis. As the human tide surged across Europe, the continent found itself grappling with an unprecedented influx of people seeking refuge and a better life. Hungary found itself on the front lines of a crisis that seemed to defy easy solutions, with thousands of migrants arriving daily. With its open borders policy quickly overwhelmed by the sheer number of arrivals, the government took decisive action to regain control. The construction of a physical barrier along its southern borders, a measure often referred to as the border fence, became a potent symbol of Hungary's determination to control its own destiny and protect its sovereignty. This initial step, while criticized by some as a harsh and unwelcoming gesture, was driven by a pragmatic assessment of the situation on the ground and the urgent need to restore order. The Hungarian government argued that the existing legal framework was ill-equipped to handle an influx of this magnitude and that a physical barrier was necessary to restore order and security, ensuring the safety of its citizens. The deployment of military personnel and police officers to patrol the borders further underscored the government's commitment to securing its frontiers and maintaining national security. These measures, though controversial, were effective in significantly reducing the number of illegal crossings, bringing a semblance of control back to the border regions. The border fence, once derided by critics, became a stark reminder of the challenges faced by nations caught in the throes of a global migration crisis, highlighting the complexities of modern border security. The presence of uniformed personnel, while perhaps unsettling to some, provided a visible deterrent to those considering entering the country illegally, reinforcing the message of strict border control. These early measures, while just the first steps in a long and complex journey, laid the groundwork for a more comprehensive and technologically advanced approach to border security, incorporating modern surveillance and monitoring systems. Hungary's approach to border security, however, went beyond simply erecting physical barriers. Recognizing that a truly effective system required a multi-layered approach, the government invested heavily in cutting-edge technology to bolster its defenses. A sophisticated network of surveillance cameras, motion sensors, and thermal imaging devices was deployed along the borders, providing authorities with an unprecedented level of situational awareness. This technological upgrade transformed the border region into a tightly monitored zone, allowing law enforcement agencies to detect and intercept illegal crossings with remarkable precision. The days of simply walking across the border unnoticed were over. The message was clear. Hungary was determined to protect its sovereignty and control who entered its territory. The deployment of advanced surveillance technology was accompanied by increased manpower. Border patrol units were strengthened and equipped with the latest gear, enabling them to respond swiftly and effectively to any attempts to breach the border. The integration of technology and human oversight proved to be a potent combination, significantly enhancing Hungary's ability to manage its borders in an era of unprecedented migratory flows. The effectiveness of these measures was undeniable. The number of illegal crossings plummeted and Hungary regained control of its borders. The Fortress Hungary moniker, while perhaps a bit hyperbolic, reflected the reality of a country that had taken decisive steps to secure its frontiers and manage migration on its own terms. Beyond borders, addressing the root causes of migration. Recognizing that border security was only one part of a much larger equation, Hungary adopted a proactive approach to addressing the root causes of migration. The government understood that people were not simply fleeing their homes on a whim, but rather were driven by a complex web of factors, including poverty, conflict, and lack of opportunity. To address these underlying issues, Hungary embarked on a series of bilateral agreements with countries of origin and transit, focusing on development assistance and economic cooperation. The goal was to create conditions that would allow people to build a better future for themselves in their own countries, rather than feeling compelled to risk their lives on perilous journeys to Europe. These partnerships focused on promoting sustainable development, fostering economic growth, and creating job opportunities in migrant-sending regions. By investing in education, healthcare, and infrastructure projects abroad, Hungary aimed to address the underlying factors driving migration at their source. This approach, while perhaps less visible than the construction of borders, approach to those who are already within its borders. This dual focus aimed to balance national security with compassion and inclusivity. The government's focus shifted from simply managing migration flows to facilitating the integration of newcomers into Hungarian society. This shift marked a significant change in policy, reflecting a deeper understanding of the complexities of migration. Emphasis was placed on programs and policies designed to empower immigrants to become productive members of their new communities while respecting their cultural identities. These initiatives were crafted to ensure that immigrants could maintain their heritage while contributing to their new home. Language acquisition was identified as a cornerstone of successful integration. Mastery of the Hungarian language was seen as essential for effective communication and participation in society. Recognizing that language proficiency is key to unlocking opportunities and fostering social cohesion, Hungary implemented comprehensive language training programs tailored to the specific needs of immigrants. These programs were designed to be accessible and practical, ensuring that all newcomers had the chance to learn. These programs provided newcomers with the linguistic tools necessary to navigate their daily lives, interact with their neighbors, and pursue employment opportunities. The ability to communicate effectively opened doors to new possibilities and relationships. Beyond language, the government invested in vocational training and job placement programs to equip immigrants with the skills and qualifications needed to thrive in the Hungarian labour market. These efforts were crucial in helping immigrants find meaningful employment. Recognizing that finding employment is essential for self-sufficiency and a sense of belonging, these initiatives aim to bridge the gap between newcomers' skills and the demands of the job market, facilitating their economic integration and fostering a sense of self-reliance. Employment was seen as a key factor in building a stable and fulfilling life. These integration efforts extended beyond the practical aspects of language and employment. They also sought to enrich the cultural fabric of Hungarian society. Recognizing the importance of cultural exchange, the government also supported initiatives that promoted intercultural dialogue and understanding between Hungarians and newcomers. These initiatives were designed to create a more inclusive and harmonious society. These programs aim to foster mutual respect, break down stereotypes, and build bridges between communities. By encouraging interaction and shared experiences, they help to create a more cohesive and united society.